Are you feeling beautiful today? 'Cause I know I sure am. Time for...
Let's get it on!
Getting it on! That's right, exactly. Time for our next film. Starship Beauties, which are not made to fly high up in the sky. I don't know how many of you will get that reference. Again, for this brief moment, I'll take the route of not putting in annotations and just briefly not speak for this very short cutscene. Meanwhile, at the domed robot-looking thingy...
Looks like we finally made it to enemy headquarters.
We destroyed the black film and retrieved most of the Rainbow Oscars. Now, we just have to save my father and give that Black Emperor a rude awakening.
And they're off into the enemy stronghold. And it's hopefully not guarded by numerous people who are armed and dangerous. Except, oh, it totally is. Yeah, so over these... For really this entire film, you guys can expect multiple times of having to fight many guards. It gets kind of ridiculous sometimes, but hey. We're gonna have a little fun with it. What do you say? I'm gonna try not to have these segments go on for far too long. And try not to get axed questions like that, or have hatchets thrown at us. And here we have a new-ish enemy. Sort of this lizard man. I say man, but there's no real reason to think that he would be a man. He's just a lizard. I say mostly new because his attacks are just the same as Cameo Leon's, but this guy actually is new. One with the laser shield, and I believe it's whenever... Did not mean to get hit there, but whatever. I believe it's whenever you get close to the shield and do a slowdown move. That's when it ends up hurting you for some reason. Not exactly sure on why that happens, but all I knows is that it does. Yeah, so you pretty much exactly like Cameo Leon on a much more minuscule and unimportant scale. And arguably less annoying as well. Alright, so first little vignette there is easy enough, and this one is exactly what it looks like, except with a twist! Yeah, I believe we have to use Sylvia this time, so fine, Miss Sylvia, you get to be used. Although I know girls hate that terminology, that whole objectification kind of thing, so... End up hitting, and... Oh, or maybe you don't need to have the record going while you hit it, but... Well, in that case, enjoy your usage for now, Sylvia. Is it won't... Wait, did I... Okay, quick edit there. I realized what I was doing wrong, and yes, I have a D in time because that took... I don't know, 5 minutes. Basically too long, as is normally the case with puzzles in this game. I don't get exactly what it is. It looks like it's stuff that would be easy enough. But then, of course, I guess I just fail sometimes. But hey, that's why we have editing equipment, right? That's what I say, at least. Alright, so basically these, this film is much of the same, until the boss fight, of course. But, for these first two parts, it's a lot of going back and forth between lots of enemies and a key versus puzzles. And of course, the, we will inevitably fight some more heavy-duty enemies, but we'll get to that when it happens. For now, we just have your standard Gelbies with... I keep saying Gelbies. Your standard Cromarties, and those with shields, and these Spirit Reapers, yes, that is still their name. And electrical static boxes that we, for whatever reason, cannot destroy, or maybe I'm just not doing it right. And now I'm definitely positive we need to use Sylvia here. Just gonna grab some of these canisters. I don't think we... I saw it down there. We do have to do the thing 3 times, which is why we need them. Slow down, or no, just zoom in and record. And then we hit each individual switch 3 times. And we will be getting it. Oh! That was a trap? I suppose that the red buttons are no-nos for pushing. No matter, we'll just hit all of these buttons. And notice a time limit. So you want to do this with haste. Haste in this case does not make waste. And for these on the side, it's a little tricky. All you have to do is jump at a diagonal angle. That's the easiest way to do it. Could always try hovering or jumping, getting in front of it, and doing the recording slow down punch, which would be a hip thrust, but that's just a little too complicated. We did finish, and I totally didn't cut out a lot of failures at that attempt. Not that it was even really that difficult, I just did not know I was not doing it very properly.
You're up, Joe. Bring it on.
Yeah. Sorry, Sylvia, but when I have to fight, I just prefer using Joe. I'm sorry. Who was it? I was talking with one of my buddies the other day, and I mentioned that I liked playing Viewtiful Joe a lot, and he's a big fighting game guy. So he starts off by saying, hey, you know, you ever play UMVC 3? And at first I was like, and if that wasn't any indication that I didn't play it, I don't know what was. But then I remembered he meant Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which the only fighting game I've ever played would be Super Smash Bros., which... I know I keep mentioning this, but I've thought about LPing Subspace Emissary mode. That is spoiler alert for another time in the future. Not to be revealed right now. But I told him no, I never have. And apparently he's big into the fighting scene, and there are, I forget if he mentioned Japanese players or Korean players. It's one of those. Where the fighting styles are totally different overseas, apparently. And one guy came to an American tournament, he was one of those nationalities, and had this combo. Again, I forget who it was, but it included Viewtiful Joe. And he said that when Viewtiful Joe has a certain amount of combos, he gets a crazy, ridiculous amount of, like, attack boost or combo boost, or I don't know the lingo for those games as much as I'd like to. And he basically said that you can do a big combo with someone else and then switch into Viewtiful Joe and the combo holds over, therefore allowing Joe to completely power out. It was viewed earlier before the tournament as like sort of a gimmick way of winning, but this guy came along and totally destroyed all these teams with it, so it sorry, just in the headphones there. It turned into this whole legitimate strategy thing. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it'd be awesome, because Joe himself is awesome. And yeah, now we're fighting a tank. Remember this from... we've fought him before. Although this time they have... And I was stupid to say Cromarties earlier, I should have said Biancos, because these are indeed Cromarties. We would be throwing them... great. Oh, hit this guy. That's the ticket. Similar to a plane is also this way, any big vehicle from the first or second game. The best way to damage them, especially the tanks because they're so heavily guarded, is hitting either an enemy into them or a bullet right back at them. But since we have Cromarties here we have to fight, they rarely get the slow mechanic over them. Unless they're hit with a missile, like we just saw. So that's one way. But that'll rarely happen, so more often than not we're going to shoot a bullet right back at him. And hopefully this fight will not drag on too long because of that. Ooh. Oh, lots of skull faces! I cannot dodge them all! Oh, why did I zoom out there? Oh. Oh, damn it. Well, now I'm going to be out of VFX too. Oh. Yeah, I guess this fight will take a little while. Oh, maybe he'll turn back around. Oh, damn it. Back to the underground for the tank. And I think I've mentioned before, you can try hitting every part of the tank, including the drill. I remember doing that when I used to play through it in the olden days, and it ends up not doing very much anyway. So it's best to just wait whenever he comes back to the surface. And, man, didn't even make them freeze at that point. They're just totally nuked. It's because they were headshots. Come on, I needed to... I hate not knowing when the attacks are that you cannot, in fact, slow-mo out of. Alright, you would think hitting the head of the tank driver would do some sort of significant damage, but such is not the case. Oh. Come out wherever you are. And going to lean away from the microphone while I cough real quick and try and make it very subtle. If I didn't think I was absolutely stealing the idea, I would put in the sound effect of coughing from Pokemon Red and Blue, and really every Pokemon game, because they keep the same voice effects. But of course that is Big Dip's joke in his Pikmin LP. And I swear the first time I heard that joke, I thought it was actually Tyranitar's. So, I was like, wait, what? And then I thought, oh, well, maybe that one just sounds like Tyranitar is coughing. And then I was like, coughing? Oh! It came kind of late for me. Well, obviously getting a D for this time. Maybe I can maintain at least a B in defense if I just don't get hit after this. Oh yeah, there he goes. Well, at least I got a lot of E points, and yeah, that was pretty bad. Sheep. And this, I believe, is... well, it's not timed, so... the gimmick here being that you have to worry about... looked like I didn't land on it, but whatever. I always find it funny when people say, oh, what the hell, I didn't land on that, it's a glitch! And it's like, yeah, I can understand frustration about it, but, you know, I'm sure the game knows where the hitbox is, like that one I very clearly hit, but... yeah, Viewtiful Joe's not all that glitchy of a game, so... ooh. When I get hit, it is indeed my fault. And gliding... jumping! In fact, it looked like I should have hit that spike, but... whatever. Don't bite the hand that bites you. Oh look, our injection fairy lilies. You know, when we get to the end and we see the names of all the characters and everything, I'm still not gonna... I'm gonna know what they actually are called, but no way I'm still gonna call them that. And these will always be injection fairy lilies. They'll always be spirit reapers to me. Everything else is fine, I guess. Cromartie, Bianco, you know, Gelbies, Verdes, and all that kind of thing. They're all fine, but I get into a groove, you know? I think I can get some of these power-ups. They might help. Like, the boomerang's actually pretty cool. Use a couple of these. Probably forget that I have them and never use them. Could definitely enjoy using the Yamarashi. It's easy stuff. Just holding down the kick button, right? And yeah, I guess the problem with this is that I will never know to use it because I'm just... It's like JonTron described the thing in game theory or whatever called dominant strategy. It's like, since RHOH works so perfectly, I'm just always going to use that. Why would I have to use any of this other stuff if it's all superfluous to have to remember and confusing on top of all that? Like, it's all these move combos. I mean, as you can tell, I've never really played many fighting games, and they don't really suit me if you have to know all these combos and everything. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's time to go back to more enemy ass-kicking! And getting hit by pendulums. And if I remembered even a little bit of the Pit and the Pendulum from reading it in middle school, I would recount it in full. Alas, that joke is not even going to be a joke. I've come to grips with the fact that I should probably not use highbrow or literary jokes in these Let's Plays, because more often than not, people won't know what I'm referencing. Like, I'm not about to pull out the idea that... I can't even think of a good joke to pull out or a reference right now. Oh, look, we got more... I'm trying to think what the blue bonnet or blue ponytail or blue bun laser girl, very specific there, what she possibly could resemble in any way, but I'm drawing up blank. And you need to stop swinging at me. It's so weird, because for a while I was determined, well, okay, maybe they gotta have some kind of, like, yeah, beating me up, too. I'm saying they gotta have some amount of things where once you're done dodging a certain amount, they will stop attacking you, and they'll invulnerate themselves. Similar to, like, Fire Leo and Frost Tiger, but no such luck with these sticks in the muds. I'm fine with posing to kill them, too. Thankfully I was out of range for this blue... I know what I'll call them, blue assholes. Because I remember in the beginning chapters when we first fought them, they were so annoying. And don't get me wrong, they still are, of course, but... they just love to go the extra yard and say, no, we're gonna make it so that you can't possibly be out of range of these lasers. But whatever, I'll just keep getting swung into pendulums. What a climactic ending to such a thrill ride. How did you end your chapter? Oh, I just stood there going... Yes, Joe turned into Curly there for a minute is what I'm referencing. And now, the plane! Which, for the plane, we can actually kill it this way, and it'll be very easy. I mean, look at that, the thing's not even putting up a fight. I almost feel bad for it. Almost, of course. Uh-oh! Form 2! And then there'll be a Form 3, and then we'll have to wait for Flying Piggy! I still have to rewatch all those episodes. I miss that show. Bobobo, for those of you who don't know. And hey! He finally gets his time of glory! Big Robot John. Not to be confused with Proton John. And yes, since he isn't a tank, hurting him is done from the head. and this is pretty awesome. Unleashing a bunch of his minions, mini-forms, as it were. They've got quite a bit of spunk to them, I suppose. And I'm going to turn away from the mic again for one brief second while I try beating up this guy. Man, we'd quit smoking. Just kidding, I don't smoke. Anyways. So yeah, Big John pretty much does his usual oeuvre of moves. And we end up punching him everywhere that is vulnerable. Which thankfully is mostly around the head and the neck, otherwise he'd have to keep jumping from his incredibly large body back and forth. And yeah, I've never done it before, but those barrels you can actually throw back at him. Useful in some way. Are they saying you are nothing, or you are another? I mean, I just take it as a smaller version of Big John, obviously, but it sounds like it could be John's mini-me. Oh, whatever. Is that the last of Big John? Well, you'll have to wait and see. I mean, now it's safe to say he has appeared in every single film, so that is fine and dandy with me. And more of this music. You know, if I had to criticize anything, criticize the Viewtiful Joe franchise on anything, it would probably be the music. And oh god, this annoying thing again. See, I have no problem refighting all these guys, though, because it's like now we have techniques that'll help us defeat them more easily. And granted, this was a scenario where I actually knew exactly how to beat this statue thing the first time, because we'd had all our techniques by then, so it's not that huge a deal. But now that I've fought it once before, I know exactly what to do. For the most part, don't get me wrong, he's made a little stronger, but nothing we can't handle. Don't know why I'm putting on all of these accents. I apologize if I sound degrading to anybody who does have accent like this. And that was a failure. And as long as I'm holding slow-mo... God! That took forever to get there. And I kind of wish that if I do a pose that all those missiles would act like they're hit, but once again, no such luck. Oh good. Cromarties. Or as or more colloquial term, ninja dicks! While avoiding lasers! Whew, got me pretty closed in there. I mean, I should have made at least an effort to jump, but whatever. I'm just gonna continue slow-mo punching. Yeah, Huo is right, Joe. Never got exactly why he makes it like that exaggerated amount of excitement. Excuse me, trying to stifle another cough. I think I found a new hobby to do while I'm waiting for something. Okay. So those missiles just explode on contact. And I should run! Yeah. Since the hands get closer and closer to the middle. And... No? Damn it. I'm gonna keep running out of this shit. Maybe it can happen now... Okay. I keep wondering why the slow-mo, and I know it's slow-mo, called that for a reason, but it's extraneously slow for some reason. In the second game only. In the first game I feel like it's fine. But this game really goes the extra mile with saying, okay, we're gonna be slow possible. Or something like that, you know. And now we go back into the middle this time. Oh, it's more elevator beating up enemies. Yeah, in this film it really never stops having to fight enemies. But hey, any chance we get to show off. I was about to say I feel bad for poor old Sylvia. She's probably just sitting there twiddling her thumbs. Like, okay, I'm ready to come back in now whenever you want me to, and I just keep sitting over there saying, nah, I don't want you to come back in, because I hate fighting with you. I think you're a terrible fighter, so Viewtiful Joe's just that much more better. Hey, that's why he's in UMBC 3 and you are not! I say that not knowing whether or not she is. Pretty sure she's not. I looked at the roster, and it looks like Joe's the only Viewtiful Joe character, as it were. I would like to get into those fighting games. I think I went into it in the first part of Film 5 about my thoughts on E3 and everything, and after seeing, yeah, finally demonstrate the boomerang, as it were, and it only mildly helps, so there you go. And now, Boomer Quanger stage for Mega Man X! Okay, I'll admit that's actually pretty cool. Capcom knows how to reference their old stuff in a tasteful way. Even a little more challenging than Mega Man X. Spoiler alert, might play that game, LP that game someday, don't know. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm looking into getting some of those games finally, because whether or not I'm gonna get a Wii U is still to be seen. Like, at this point they still haven't hooked me. I mean, the Brawl, or the new Smash game, as I've gone on record as saying, it looks pretty awesome. Very excited for it, especially having Mega Man in it. That's just a nice touch. I'm pulling out for, like, okay, they had Snake last time, and Sonic. I'm really pulling out for that they might have Banjo-Kazooie in the next Smash. Like, that, no question, that would be my character if it was. I know it's probably not going to happen, because, I mean, they collaborate with Sony and Konami and all that kind of thing to have Snake, but I doubt that they'll collaborate with Old Rare and have Microsoft give them the okay and all that. But yeah, I'm probably going to get a PS3 when the price drops, and then I'll have all these fighting games, and I'll be able to do all that other kind of stuff that I've wanted to do before, and it'll be fun times. Might even be able to do some PlayStation LPs that I never would have been able to do before. Oh, shit, I just looked at the clock. I realized how long I've been recording, and I think the second act is about to end soon, so yeah, while I'm fighting off these last injection fairy lilies, that's still what they are, I will go ahead and say that this will be the end of this segment, and next time we will be going into the big finale. And if you thought this segment was long, just wait until the next one, especially with the cutscenes and all. It's going to be a thrill ride, to say the least. So we were very bad today. Next time, hopefully we won't be. So thank you all for watching very much. Until next time, see you guys later.